Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Belinda from Florida, hello. Hey, Patricia, hello. Awesome. Hello, Facebook page. Hey, Daniel Mitchell. Jerry Ann, Patty. Hello, everybody. Hello, Facebook world. Hello, Zoom room. If you'd like to join us in the Zoom room and avoid Facebook altogether, that suits me. You can go to www.travismartin.tv, www.travismartin.tv, and you'll see where this class is on my homepage, and you can register for it and should be able to still get in. We are recording it. Let me get all my drinks ready to go. I'm sorry y'all hear me swallow every time I swallow water or energy drink. Hello, welcome everybody. Hey Mary, hey Cindy, Michelle. Okay, we've got a lot to cover today, so we're going to get it started. We've got more and more people coming from Florida. I love it. Good. I spend time between North Georgia and Florida, and it's good to begin to make more acquaintances in Florida. We're glad you're here. It is July the 31st. Welcome, Nicole. Have Nicole from Maine. Got Pensacola represented. Rome, Georgia. Good old Rome. That's where I started. Started more than, goodness gracious, almost 20 years ago teaching grocery, going through the Kroger before it was the new Kroger. I don't guess that one's even the new Kroger anymore, but grocery tours in Rome, Georgia, a long time ago. Panama City, beautiful place. We want to welcome you. This is the Shibboleth pledge, the 2020 pledge, and we're going to go over this pledge here today on July the 31st. For those of you that don't know me, I am Travis Martin, and I have lost over 100 pounds on this phenomenal program, this lifestyle that we now call Shibboleth. And I've come off many prescription medications. Program changed my life. I've been able to maintain a healthy weight, and in fact, could make the case that I'm much more fit now than ever before. Who knows what's going on the inside, because I did a lot of damage for a lot of years. But thank goodness I decided to redeem the time, and I lost over 100 pounds in less than 6 months, maintained that, went to teaching. And then a couple years ago, I decided I wanted to get in really fit condition for my age as much as one can. So I started adding exercise and supplementation to my daily regimen, and that really changed my physique. I went from 44% body fat when I originally lost my weight down to about 24 to 26 is what I ran. And then over the last 2 or 3 years, I've gotten it down at one point as low as 10%. Today I'm hovering around 14. So it's a good time to sign the pledge and recommit myself. One of the reasons that I'm doing this is August the 31st is my birthday. Yeah, Patricia, you can do Jason's challenge and the pledge. Angie says, God is about restoring what the locust has devoured. I agree. Amen. Hey, Marla. Marla's on. She's watching via Facebook. Hello. So with that said, Birthday August the 31st, and I'm starting my countdown. I have let things slip this year. Anybody else let things slip over this year with all that's been going on? I really let some things slip. I let some things get lost in the fire. But I can redeem the time. I know how to do that. I can't quote it exactly, but one writer said, if you know the narrow way, then you know the way broadly. And to me, that means that if I have ever found success, those principles of success will help me be successful in anything that I decide to do. Because it's the same principles, the principles of self-discipline, the principles of commitment. These principles are what will allow us to get back on track and finish this year strong. I am intent on finishing it strong. God is my pilot. I'm going to finish strong. And I'm starting tomorrow, August 31st is my deadline, and I'm on day 31, day 30, day 29. I'm going to give it all I got to really make progress in August and get back to that 10% body fat level. And I want to encourage you to come go with me. Come go with me. Sign the pledge. We'll talk about it today, but sign the pledge. Does everybody have something to write with? You got paper, pen, pencil, computer, notepad, something? Because we're going to help each person here today come up with their ideal weight and set reasonable goals. So get that ready, because we're going to do that. Now, before we get into that, I'm going to read you a couple things and talk about a couple of things so that hopefully we can get your mind ready and get your mind right. There's a lot going on that you can't control. You don't have control of. But if we get so fixated on those things, we kind of can forget the things that are important that we do have control over. There's a lot of things we have control over. And one of those things is our health. One of those things is what we put in our mouth, what we put in the orifice under our nose. We have control over that. And if you're here and you're not where you want to be, it's because potentially you're just mindlessly eating. You may be self-disciplined in many other areas of your life, but you may not be self-disciplined in this most important area. And that's what we want to fix. It's going to take commitment. Many of us are attached to old bad habits. And old bad habits are hard to break. They're things that we've been doing for years, ways that we've thought, ways that we've ate. We've been doing these things for years, and it's going to take a real focused effort and persistence to change those things, especially in this year, the year of 2020. Y'all remember last year and the year before and the year before and the year before? Those that's been traveling with me for a long time, every year we say the same thing, right? Got to get ready for next year, and you're like, next year's going to be my year. And I'm always telling these cautionary tales, get started right now. When's the right time to do the right thing? Right now, because we're not promised tomorrow. And you don't waste the rest of the end of this year. Before we know it, it's going to be Thanksgiving and Christmas, isn't it? And then you'll be saying, well, I'll wait till 2021. Things will be better after the election. Things will be better. And I'll have more. No, nothing's going to change. I said last year, there will be crises this year. I said that. I give myself credit. I said there will be, at the end of 2019, I said, don't wait till 2020. There'll be major crises in 2020 to deal with. There's never going to be the perfect time, the right time. At some point, this just has to become not something you do, but it has to become who you are. How many of you have defined who you are? You've got your constitution. You've decided this is the rules I'm going to live by. I wrote down some rules that I'm going to live by moving forward. I wrote down some I am statements. I am self-disciplined. I am intelligent. You may say, no, you're not. Well, I aim to be, so I'm going to write it down. I'm going to go ahead and tell the truth in advance. I'm going to call forth and forward the things that are not as though they already are. But I wrote down, this is how I'm going to live. This is who I'm going to be. I don't care what the world tells me I'm going to be and how I'm going to do, how I'm going to live. This is who I'm going to be. I'm going to be lean and fit and healthy. Yeah, do some of y'all remember, I'll get to the point in a minute, but do y'all remember a couple years ago I taught on get lean, and somebody here's got to remember. Get lean and healthy before the zombie apocalypse. Does anybody remember that class with me? I said, because some of you ain't going to be able to outrun the zombies. Janice says she remembers. I said, some of you ain't going to be fit enough to outrun the zombies. Now look at what's going on. It looks like there's zombies out to get us. So look, there's going to be something always. Let's go ahead and start doing our best. This is the easiest thing to do. Just do your best. Do your best. You'll feel so much better. How many of you, help me out here, how many of you have had at least a couple of perfect days this year, what we call perfect days? We may have people who don't know what that is, but y'all have had some. Janice had some perfect days. Let me ask you this question. Did you feel better and were you happier after those perfect days? You felt better and you were happier. Do you ever just kind of hit yourself on the head and go, why am I intent on self-sabotage and being unhappy? You had the perfect days and you were actually happier. This is a happiness program. You are happier. Why would we ever quit something that makes us happier? Right? Why would we ever quit something that would make us happier? Let me read this to you and then we'll talk about the pledge. Proverbs 25:28 says, a man without self-control, a man or woman, let me say it that way, a man or woman without self-control is like a city broke into and left without walls. 1 Corinthians 10:13, no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. Every one of us here has been tempted by cheesecake. Whatever your vice is. We've all been tempted by it. Some avoid the temptation, others don't. Some live with self-discipline, others don't. God is faithful and He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with temptation, He will provide the way of escape that you may be able to endure it. God has provided us ways of escape here. Everything we're tempted with, we have a void replacement for it. Listen to this, 2 Timothy 1:7, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. What about that? How many of you know part of the problem is you're not consistent? You're not committed consistently. Listen to this. 2 Peter chapter 1, 5-7, for this very reason make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, your virtue with knowledge, knowledge with self-control, and self-control with steadfastness. You know what that means? You know what to be steadfast means? It means to be consistent and committed. And what that makes you is a more godly person. What does being more godly mean? To you all, it may mean something different than it means to me. To me, it means to be a person of peace. To have peace. To have joy. We can have those things only if we are, as Kim just said, resolute, consistent, committed. Now, today, I'm going to ask you to come up with your ideal weight. Some of you can feel free to post it publicly here, or you can just work this out yourself. But I'm going to ask you to come up with your ideal weight. Okay? Then we're going to look at, if you were to get started, if you were to sign the pledge and commit and get started, what your 30-day goals should be, and what your long-term goal should be. Okay? We want to agree on this because when you go sign the pledge, it asks you for this information. So let me get that pulled up and let's start working through that. And we want this to be a lifestyle. We don't want this to be a diet. The first three letters of the word diet spell diet. Anything you start with and you don't stick with forever is a waste of your time. So we need a practical, sustainable, and fun lifestyle that we're willing to live with forever. One of the big questions that I get is, when I lose the weight and quit your program, will I gain the weight back? Yes. If you go back to eating unhealthfully and without purpose, you're going to gain the weight back. So that's why we've got to be cautious and not choose programs that exclude certain nutrients. If a program, if your lifestyle excludes a certain macronutrient, for the vast majority of people, it's not going to be a long-term approach for lasting wellness. Shibboleth doesn't exclude any nutrient. So hopefully you'll make Shibboleth your choice. We don't exclude nutrients. You need a lifestyle. And one of the things that people do when they diet, I see some friends here today that do this. Very few will get away with doing this and be successful. They choose very ambitious, too ambitious of a weight loss goal. They starve themselves for a couple of weeks, drop 15 pounds, don't even understand the makeup of that 15 pounds, that a lot of it was water and sugar. And then the first day that they put forth an effort and don't lose 2 or 3 pounds on the scales that day, they quit, or they slip up, have a real hog trough day and get down on themselves and throw their hands up in the air. And it's just a vicious cycle. What we want to do here with the pledge is come up with realistic, obtainable goals, 30-day goals, and long-term goals. How many of you, it's okay. Look, if I got a finger pointing at you, I got 3 pointing back at me. I've been there too. How many of you have, deep down, you know you've tried to turn this into a sprint instead of a marathon? You try to get it all off overnight because you get fired up, you get excited. I want it off right now. All this jiggly, itchy fat, it's got to go. I want it off. And you get impatient with the process and you start talking to yourself, this is just too hard, I can't do it. And then you quit. And then a couple months later, you're right back in the same boat, wanting to start again. It's never going to work that way. You're never going to be able to white knuckle this thing. You're going to have to find an approach that allows for you to do it forever and enjoy the program. You got to quit dating diets and you got to marry a lifestyle that will work for you. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'll do some of you guys, I'll help you. You can be my example as we come up with ideal weight, but I want everybody to see how I do this. We're going to come up with the ideal weight first. Okay. This is myshibboleth.com, www.myshibboleth.com. Okay, up here at the top, you see ideal weight. Do y'all see that? I'm going to click ideal weight. It's a very simple tool. I'm going to type my email in there. I'm 49. Height in inches, I'm 6'3", so that would be 75 inches. I'm a man, last I looked. Weight in pounds. How much do I weigh today? So I'm 204 this morning. I click send. And now it tells me the following. Greetings. Thanks for using the Shibboleth website to determine your ideal weight. Based upon the information you entered, your ideal weight range is between 192 and 216 pounds. Your weight is in the ideal range. Congratulations, you've already achieved ideal weight. When you put in your numbers, you're going to get a different range, okay? The lower end of that range, the more lean you're going to look without clothes. The top end of that range, you'll still look good in your clothes. Does that make sense to everyone? Did anybody come up with their ideal weight and you want to tell us what it is, your ideal weight? You pick out the number. So, Shanda, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, 120, Christy, 135, Lynn, 134 to 153, Melanie, 125, Mary, 158. If your range is like Shanda, who is that? Hold on, I'm scrolling fast. Lynn, 134 to 153, maybe you split the middle and come up with your number. We need you today, if you decide to sign the pledge, to come up with your ideal weight number. Okay? Now, I need somebody to work with me here that doesn't mind being vulnerable. Is there someone here that will be my volunteer? I'm going to help you come up with your 30-day goal. A realistic 30-day goal. Charlotte, several of you said you will. So what I need for you to do is to give me your current weight and your ideal weight. You can just put like my current weight's 204, my ideal weight's 185, 204, 185. There you go. So Belinda, 170 and 150. Make sure that you log out of the My Shibboleth website. The ideal weight feature is most easily found at the top of the home page when you're logged out. So let's do Belinda's 170 and 150. So current weight is 170. Ideal weight is 150. Congratulations, you're making a lot of progress. You don't have a lot to go. So you have 20 pounds to lose before you reach your ideal weight. Okay, let me take another one. Tammy Pritchett, 213, 145. She's 213, wants to be 145. So we're talking about 68 pounds, wants to lose 68 pounds. Good. Let's do one more. This is going to be the same math for everyone. Boy, a lot of y'all have already made such good progress. Let's take Barbara. Barbara's 233 and 152 is ideal. 71 to go. Good job. Got 71 to go. Now, the math is going to be the same for everyone. Now, hey, I've got a group ready to go for this. I'm really serious about the pledge. So if you haven't figured it out, I'll help you figure it out in the group. But stay with me, okay? First of all, to those ladies that I didn't put your name up here, but one person wants to lose 20, one person 68, one person 71 pounds. This holds true for everyone. Stay with me. I've got to get leverage on you. I want to get some leverage. This represents 1 pound of body fat. This is how much space 1 pound of body fat takes up on your body. The space. This is a lot of space. When people lose 1 pound of fat, they think that's not a lot. Is this a lot? Is this enough fat? If it was all in one part of an artery, is that enough to cause a heart attack or a stroke? Yes, this is a lot of fat. So when you lose 1 pound of fat, if it's fat, you've done something significant. Does anybody remember how many calories, excess calories, are stored in this 1 pound of jiggly, itchy fat? Anybody remember? $3,500, Gina. That's right. 3,500 calories. There's 600 calories stored in a pound of muscle. There are 3,500 calories stored in 1 pound of fat. So let's take this, I think it was Barbara maybe, 71 pounds. So 71 pounds times 3,500 equal 248,500 calories. Barbara, thank you for being a good sport. Not picking on you, just using the math. So Barbara, this holds true for every one of us. Barbara has consumed 248,000, I love you, Barbara, 248,500 calories too many. There's only one way to get them off. You've got to now operate over time in a 248,500 calorie deficit. Now, I can help you reach your goal twice as fast because I'm also going to help you control insulin through our food combining methodology. But no matter how you slice it, Barbara, to reach your goal, we got to get rid of those excess calories. We can't get rid of them all in a day or a week or even a month. But we can develop a healthy lifestyle and get better and stronger every single day if we make the commitment to do so. Are y'all with me so far? You can do that math and see how many extra calories you've eaten. See, I believe, all in all, I believe in people. I believe in you. I believe that you'd rather someone tell you the truth, even if it gets on your toes, because once you know the truth and you can see the way forward, you as good people, solid people, will do what you have to do to fix this situation. Now, these ladies that have been vulnerable and said, I've got 20 to lose, 68 to lose, and 71 to lose, if you woke up magically, if magically you woke up tomorrow and these pounds are gone from your body, they're gone, how much better is your life? Every part of your life, how much better is it? Significantly or just a little? How much better is your life? If you could just wake up tomorrow and be that ideal weight. Wow. Wow. It'd be so much better, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness. Can you all put yourself in their shoes with your own situation and think through how much better your relationships would be? How much more self-esteem and self-confidence? What would it be like to come off prescriptions? What would it be like to be able to go on a hike and not get tired? How much sexier would you feel? How proud of yourself would you be? Think about all the things that would improve in your life. And the only reason that anyone here who hasn't gotten it done yet, unless you've been on the journey and you've been consistent with it as of late, the only reason you're not there is because you're letting something like sugar, starch, bad fats, cookies, candy, cokes. You're letting those things, the pleasure, the momentary pleasure of those things, keep you from your highest and best life. You're only allowing this situation to continue because you get in this state of mind where you think it's going to take forever to get it done. Do you know that you can lose 50 to 100 pounds in less than 6 months? How fast did 6 months go by this year? How fast did it go by? So it's time to really get leverage on ourselves, make the commitment, get it done. Look, people will go to college, and they'll go to college and they'll work on their bachelor's or master's or doctorate. Some people will try to better their lives through education, and they'll spend a decade in school, a decade of their short life in school to make their life better in the future. Without even any assurity, it will make their life better in the future. I'm asking you to get a degree in wellness. Get a degree in wellness, and it's assured that your life will be better. And even though you can't lose 70 in 1 month, what you can lose will assuredly make your life better even in a month, and you'll still get to eat. All right, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but that's where we're at. So you're finding your ideal weight. Now what I need you to do is look at how much you have to lose and take 20% of that number. So example, Barbara's 71 pounds. For Barbara to come up with a realistic 30-day goal, I want her to take 20% times that number. Barbara, that's 14 pounds. If you take the pledge, I want you to commit to losing 14 pounds in the first 30 days. Now, some will say, I've done this program before and lost 30 in a month. Yes, but I want this to be very realistic and non-stressful. Are y'all with me? So someone was at 68. That's about 14 pounds. Somebody at 20. Let's just have a goal of 4. By Christmas, you're going to be so lean and healthy at 150. And that's another thing people don't realize. That's another big thing people don't realize. So on my 300-pound body, when I lost one of these, it did not show up much. People say it's easier to lose it when you're larger. Yes. When I got down to 220, it took longer to lose this same pound of fat. It took longer. It'd take 2 or 3 days longer to lose 1 pound of fat than it did when I was 300. But when I lost 1 pound at 220, I'm losing the same amount of space per pound off my body. It showed up even more. So the person that's feeling like they're having to work harder because they got less to lose, when you lose a pound, it's going to show up even more. That's when those abadabas start showing and those lines and curves start coming back in. Triceps actually start showing up. Are y'all with me? Great job. 11 pounds. Lost 9 in 1 month. Great. Yeah, Becky says 10 pounds is my goal. See, that's a doable goal if we work hard. If we just work hard. So that's how we come up with our numbers. Now, let's look at the pledge. I think oftentimes for many of us, I know this holds true for me, we make promises. Again, I appreciate your vulnerability. I hope you'll continue to be vulnerable. We make promises to ourselves, sometimes in front of others, that we don't keep. Then each time we try to make a promise in the future, it's easier to break the promise because we already don't trust ourselves anyway. I'm asking you not to sign this pledge unless you're going to commit. I want you to only sign this pledge when you're ready to fully focus and commit and keep your self-promise. Will you do that for me? If you decide to sign the pledge, you can take a look at the pledge at shibbolethpledge.com. 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 Kim just gave us the great definition of the pledge. Be admirably purposeful, determined, and unwavering. This is the pledge. A pledge is a solemn promise and commitment. Lasting weight loss and wellness requires a promise to one's own self. Countless people get started with a weight loss program each and every week only to go back on the promises they've made to their self. The more times you break a promise to yourself, the harder it is to trust yourself going forward. By signing the Shibboleth 2020 pledge, you are committing to yourself and others who have signed the pledge that you will do what you need to do to take charge of the quality of your life. The Shibboleth pledge does not require that you use the Shibboleth lifestyle to lose the weight. We don't care what program you use to get healthy. We are a ministry first and foremost and just want to aspire you to be all you can be in Jesus. Okay? So here's how the pledge works. I'm ready. I'm ready to lose the weight. Now, if you don't know how to lose weight, you need a good tool. If you don't already have a good tool, then I highly suggest, or if you're already a member but never got started, I highly suggest you connect with Kim Dankey Sunday. She starts a new group in her Fast Track program each and every week. So if you don't already, now you can use any of Shibboleth's, the WOW challenges, the standard program, the Fast Track, just the basics, or do something very restrictive. That's up to you how you do it. Just do it in a safe way, okay? But if you don't have a starting place, you need to get with Kim Dankey or a mentor and get some help with a meal plan. So I'm going to sign the pledge. Here in the email box, I'm going to enter my email address. Now, don't sign the pledge if you don't want me to send helps during the week, or if you don't want me to help keep you on track. Don't sign it, because I don't have a little box ready where you can opt out of my emails. I will get that done, but it's not done. But otherwise, I'm getting your email address so I can remind you weekly, you set some goals. And I aim to do my part in keeping you committed to your goals. Now, if you want to flake, because people do, don't mean you'll always be a flake just because you flake. I flake sometimes. But if you're going to be a flake and not stick to your goal, you're probably not going to like my emails. Okay? Because I'm going to push you and nudge you to do what you said that you were going to do. So I'm going to type in an email address. And I'm going to type in my password. Make sure you remember your password. And I'm going to sign up. I haven't signed the pledge yet. This is how it works. So now I'm going to go log in with that email address that I used. I'm logging in now. I have an account to track my weight. Now I'm going to sign the pledge. And it asked me for an alias. All this will not show up publicly. So I'm going to put an alias in the system. Because when the pledge publicly, the pledge is going to show to everybody that you have signed the pledge. Here's what you're trying to accomplish, but we don't want to show your name and we don't want to show your email address. So you're going to use an alias. That way you know it's you, but nobody else knows it's you. Does that make sense? We'll know it's you on the back end, but nobody out in the public will know it's you. So I'm going to type in Maverick. Maverick is going to be my alias. My 30-day goal. So let me put in like it's Barbara's information. My 30-day goal, I've got 71 to lose, and I'm going to take what percentage of that 71? %. So that's roughly 14 pounds. The current weight was 233. My ideal weight is 152. That's where I'm really trying to get. Then I'm going to put in my deadline for my 30 days. Now, once you reach your 30-day goal, you'll be able to come back and you'll be able to sign a new pledge if that's what you want to do. So I'm going to save the pledge. I'm on this completed date. I haven't completed what I set out to do yet. I haven't completed it. So I'm going to save it with this blank. I don't want to put a date in there. Now, I'm going to log out and go to the home page. When I go to the home page, there's Maverick. Some of y'all are already signing up. Y'all already figured it out. There's Maverick. I'm saying I'm going to lose 14 pounds in 30 days. I'm going to keep going until I get to 152. My total weight to lose is 81 pounds. Did I calculate that wrong earlier? I did. I did that wrong. It was 81. But anyway, 81 pounds to lose. When I reach it, I'm going to put my completed date. Once you'll get to see who's sticking to their word and compare yourself to them. That's not to scold anybody that flakes, but it's to say what others are doing, you can do too. It's to say that if you had kept going with them, you would have also reached your goal. I did. I put 1970. I got in a rush there. I've missed my deadline. I'll go back and edit that later. Actually, I'm going to delete that record because that's a fake one. I'm going to put my actual one in there. Zippy. Zippy has to change Zippy's deadline too. Zippy's is July the 31st. If you've got 10 or less to lose, then what you're trying to do, and you can do better than this, Patricia, but you're going to set a reasonable goal. So 20 times 10, that's 2 pounds. Now you could, if your goal's really, if like Patricia only has 10 to lose and you want to put 5 in 30 days, that's totally doable. You don't have to use that 20% figure, but I would ask you, don't set a goal that is unreasonable and unattainable. Now, once you get in the Shibboleth Pledge group, if you fear that your goal is unattainable, put that down in the post. I don't mind helping you work through what your ideal weight should be and what your 30-day goals should be. To sign the pledge, you go to shibbolethpledge.com. And I just walked everybody through how to do it. Now, this is a good, let me log back in and show you how to edit since I made a mistake. bshibboleth@mail.com, my password, and I'm logging back in. I'm going to edit it. Oh, I got to put in my name too. I didn't put in my name. Travis Martin. Looks like the developer's actually in the website working on it right now. But there will be a little edit button where I can edit the information. He's working on it. He just told me he's working on it. He's listening. So he's working on putting your edit button so you can edit information. The pledge website will get better in the next 24 hours. Now, how do we know that we achieved our goal? You can come into the pledge as often as need be and add your daily weight. Enter your daily weight. Today I'm 204. My weight date is today, and then I just save the weight. Did y'all see what I did? Did y'all see what I did there? Now, as much as I need to, daily, multiple times daily, whatever I need to do, I probably will do this 2 or 3 times a week. I'll come in and add my new weight so that I on the back end can see if you're making progress towards your goal. And for those that are not, you'll probably get one type of email, while those of you that are get a different type of email. So want me to show you again? Let me log out. So to sign the pledge, I've got to give an email address and come up with a password. Sign up. Then I can log in. I log in with that email that I set up. Again, he is working on this in real time, so y'all bear with me. It looks like he's actually really working on it, because that's not working either. Let me see if I can use a different email address. Say an email not valid for some reason, so I guess it has to do with him working on it. So really all I can do right now is just show you where people are already successfully signing up. But you have to sign, come up with a username and password. Then you log in with that username and password, and then you just input the information that it asks for when you sign the pledge. Here you can see Bama Girl. Bama Girl has said, I want to lose 17.5 pounds. My current weight, 237.8. Ideal weight, 150. Nobody knows who Bama Girl is but Bama Girl. And she'll come in here and log in when she's completed that. She's signing a pledge and a commitment. My job is to remind you of your commitment each week. Does that pretty much make sense to everyone? Yeah, you can go back in and make edits, but my developer just removed the little edit button because he's fixing something. Marion, do you set 20% as your goal every month? If I have a lot of weight to lose, that's what I would do. So if I'm 300, then I should lose, if I need to lose 100 pounds because I'm 300, I would set a 30-day goal of 20 pounds. Once I'm down to 250, I'd still do 20%. But when you get down to like, you've only got like 10 pounds, 20 pounds to lose, you could probably double that number and still be safe. Yeah, Nancy, and he's going to make it a lot more user-friendly here in the next few hours. He's changing some last-minute things. He just texted me and told me. He said, wait, sir, wait. Now, I'm going to email everybody that registered for Zoom. There is a group. I know there's groups galore, but so that it doesn't confuse people in the regular silver group, I've got a Shibboleth pledge group. It's not so much about how to eat. You'll need to stay in the other groups for that. It's for people to talk about, hey, I'm making progress towards my goal. I made the pledge, and I can give general help there, but it will be more about coming up with your ideal weight, your percentages, keeping you on track kind of group instead of me. I'm not in the Shibboleth pledge group on Facebook. I'm not going to be answering detailed nutrition questions. We have other groups for that, but it will be a group who we know, regardless of the type program they're using, they're committed to fulfilling their pledge and reaching their goal. And Sherry, yes, I did record this. I'll be sending it in an email. Any questions or comments about this? Patricia, is 9 realistic for the end of September? Yes, you could totally do that by the end of September. Totally. Totally. And I think it will be excited. People can be vulnerable because they're not putting their name. And it'll be exciting to watch other people reach their goal. Okay, guys, that's really all I got today. I hope you'll sign the pledge. I'll be doing tons of videos about it. I'm going to kind of do my motivation videos around the pledge to try to keep you focused. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Thanks, everybody. God bless you.